teams.
Yeah,
Two yesterday, both Chinese teams, and now Mineski today. They've only got Secret to play, who've got a ringer in the team. And actually, even if they end up losing this game, they probably only need a point.
Yeah, and
if they win this, I think they're through.
Yes, and I kept I keep my finger on the NA pulse, and I want to know what Jack thinks about what they were saying beforehand. But it was like when I was reading Reddit and I was checking everything, it felt like everyone was just like, okay, so SG's getting last in one group and Kinguin's getting last in the other, right, guys?
Pretty much everyone said that.
Yeah, and it was just like, okay, so now who's getting top? Like, I guess Mineski should be able to win this pretty easily and stuff like that. That seemed like the general sentiment. Like Kinguin was the automatic. Like, if there's any team. Everyone's just like, at least SG, maybe they might pick up a win or two, but like Kinguin's going to get crushed. Like, if they get a win, that's a surprise. Was that like kind of similar in the Chinese scene?
Well, to take a saying from traditional sports, that's why they play the games, right? Like, you want to have these kind of surprises all the time, keep things fresh. Things change very quickly as well in the Dota scene. I wanted to go back to Paul's point. I think it was a really good point he said about kind of the run-at-you lineups and why that's a little bit harder to play for less experienced teams. Because you don't just do it like once or twice, right? You have to be able to consistently like use the map control that you get. You talked about the impatience they had maybe in going high ground. Like that's another phase that the run-at-you lineup has to get through, how to finish games. Those are all like different progressive difficult steps for you to take as an inexperienced team if you want to play that style. Whereas if, like you said, if you go to something where you have like the stronger late game, you have a hero like SG's Arc Warden, like an anti-mage, something that you're very comfortable with, like you can give concessions all through the game. Like you can lose objectives maybe, but as long as that hero gets farmed, as long as that hero gets what it needs, it kind of simplifies the game for you. So I thought that was a really good point just now.
Okay, into the draft we go. And a Veno Earth Spirit start for Mineski.
Earth Spirit has been just such a solid hero overall. This hero, like the toolkit of it alone, is insane. He's just one of the most well-rounded supports, always has been. He comes with a stun, a silence, a gap close, a huge AoE ulti. Later on in the game, he's got a save. Like, there's just so much that this hero can do conceptually.
On a strength body as well.
On a strength body.
This is Doom, which we saw Kinguin run yesterday as well.
Did they win with it?
Yeah. I believe they won. I believe it was the game that they won against Newbie. And they've been picking this very early on as well. The offlane.
Plus, Disruptor. Like, Disruptor in general is just like a very aggressive hero. You don't pick this hero to go and like hold high ground or anything like that. You pick this hero so you can run at people, because as an offensive hero, like excellent hero, because Glimpse is just such an incredible ability, but as a defensive hero, like this hero sucks. When you get run at, your ultis are never going to be very ideal, your rings aren't going to be very ideal, your glimpsing is just like kind of like go away for a little bit and everyone just like comes and runs at you again. Like this kind of shows you like this is a tempo based hero, they're going to run at you, they're going to want to fight again.
Yeah, if you're running at them and they have to leave, I mean, that's like, like we said, last deer in the pack. That's what the Disruptor wants to be up against. But maybe just in raw lane presence, what he has, it's not quite the same. Obviously, he doesn't like being defensive.
If Mineski loses, are they like in dead last place right now?
They are right now anyway. Yes.
Okay, so other teams in the group have 2 points or more?
Yes.
So
they're in real trouble, basically. If they lose this, they have to win their last game 2-0. They have to win their last match 2-0.
And I think probably some stuff has to happen for them, maybe?
Not necessarily, because there are other teams on 2 points right now, including Secret.
Okay.
If Secret, for instance, lose both their matches today 2-0, then they would only have 2 points.
Okay.
And therefore, Mineski would need to win one game.
Yeah.
Either this one or one of the ones later on, and they would also draw on 2 points. I think right now it's difficult to kind of go, this team need to do this in order to get through.
Yeah.
I think we need one more set of games after this to be in a position where we can actually start talking about who can tie break and who can go through and who can't go through. But technically, mathematically, all the teams can still qualify from Group B.
See, but it's just rough, and you also don't want to be in a position where you're anxiously waiting for the other teams to mess up.
No, I tell you what it will do, though. Kinguin win this game, they're mathematically guaranteed to go through, because they will have 5 points at the end of this match if they win against Mineski in Game 2, which is more than enough to make it through, because obviously Mineski only have 1. So they can only get 4. So there you go, maths.
Kinguin, the Penguin is doing it.
I'm just,
I wonder if they know that, by the way.
They have to.
Because if they draw this, they're still on 3 points, which still leaves them vulnerable, because there's then 3 other teams in the group that have got 2.
Not a bad position to be in, though.
No, not a bad, but it still means that if they lose 2-0 in the last match of the day, they could then not make it.
It's a very tight Group B based on yesterday, so any number of
only
things can
Newbie won.
happen. Yeah.
Only Newbie took 3 points out of any of those games yesterday. Just shows you the power of the 3-point win for winning 2-0.
I've been smirking kind of this whole time because I'm looking at Mineski's bans.
They banned.
Bans 3 through 5, and
Beef?
what?
It's really tanky heroes, I guess. The dragon's been banned, but we'll see. I mean, Nyx isn't like super tanky or anything like that, but it's a nice hero.
Kinguin seems to be, their bans at least this game. Like, there's a lot of like split push that they're getting rid of. A lot of like very pesky split push or things that you kind of need catch for, and like that's a deterrence against a lot of wanting to 5-man very early on. If you already start losing towers to that outer pressure, you can't necessarily get those 5-mans that you want, and that seems to be a bit more of a direction for their banning.
10 seconds remaining.
I think Nyx though, you need vision-based heroes or like heroes that like fact find for you, and that's what he's gonna do when you pair it with the disruptor, especially. So like you have a hero that will scout ahead, you just like catch somebody with glimpse unawares, just absolutely kill them, like murder somebody immediately. Not bad against Veno because you're almost always gonna be able to get your carapace off, and on top of that, you have a high amount of regen. So if you are happening in the lane against them, it's not as big of an issue. Like you're one of the few heroes that can stand against that. You just get a few mangoes and you're chill.
And if and when he gets an Aghanim's, he actually becomes, well, if you're forced to 5-man or take those 5, he becomes incredibly tanky.
Yeah. I haven't seen Veno though in a while, but DP once again by Kinguin.
What do you think of Venomancer with these recent patches? Because he didn't really get. I mean, his talents got changed dramatically, but other than that, he didn't really directly get changed that much.
I mean, that directly changes the hero a lot. Because before, when you had like the 75 damage talent and the XP gain, you would almost always transition. Like that hero was OP in the sense that he scaled at every part of the game. There was like never a point in the game where you were like, man, Veno sucks now. You're just like, wow, okay, he just got better, and he gets better. And he was a strong early game presence, good laning, like pushes towers. There wasn't a lot more that you could ask for him. But I think the DP is a nice response to the Spirit Breaker as well. Because she's one of the few heroes that doesn't really care. If you get charged, most mid heroes, you just die. Like, there's not a lot of heroes that just like enjoy being charged. But DP, she doesn't really care because of Spirit Siphon.
Is Veno? It feels like Veno's talents are, with the Gale, with like the Poison Nova. It seems like a lot more geared towards like a magical type of core now, whereas he could kind of go both ways a little bit before.
Yeah, I mean, in the past it was kind of insane because you would build magic and it didn't matter because you knew you had a 75 damage talent in the pocket, so you could go this one way and your hero would naturally like evolve into something better. So it wasn't like you could just build a hood or a BKB against this hero because eventually he would take more damage. So item builds against him were a lot more complicated too. But they need a carry. I hope they don't take something like Omni. That was wild.
Again.
It's like for Kinguin too. Like, don't do that. Don't go in that direction. And if you do, have a game plan behind it.
Radiant team pick.
There we go then. Last picks.
Lycan banned out. I think they're onto something.
They're honest. They understand. That was the reason. They actually just banned the majority of the previous lineup.
Yeah.
They got like 3 of the heroes out of there, which is crazy.
10 seconds
It's
remaining.
disrupting, isn't it?
Yeah, they
At
need.
least.
So who else can they get in there for Kinguin to fill out the? I mean, there's the Timber Saw that we saw yesterday.
Mm.
I'm trying to figure out who Mineski needs right now. Like they need a hero, maybe like Lifestealer or something that just like has some sort of insta jump that doesn't really care. Like after he uses everything and then he gets doomed. Like that or Clinks or something like that. Like you need a hero that doesn't really care about the doom too much, or like one that jumps in, uses his toolkit, and then
That'd be nice for the Knicks as well. You mentioned the
Yeah.
playstyles.
another. They could do like Veno one then. They've got options here now. I guess we'll see when Mushi picks up his hero.
More beef.
Sure, guys. Why not? Just go with it.
At this point, we're just literally going along with Jack's beef principle.
I
Yeah,
think Timber's sick now.
Kinguin has a chance to answer.
Oh, they became.
Oh, we've gone AM. All
I hear
right.
Black laughing like crazy.
Yeah. Oh, well, I think probably Black sat there and went, this looks like a good AM game.
Did you, Black? You thought it was
Yeah,
a
he
sick
did.
game?
He did.
He didn't.
he
There's no
did.
way.
Yeah, he did.
There's a
I
new.
can tell. He's like, this looks like a 900 farm game to me.
Might be a good AM game, but it's in violation of their principles. I don't think it goes particularly well with the Disruptor early on.
Wait, what?
I like Mineski's last pick a lot. This is a hero that seemed to be better on this patch, but still hasn't been picked up that much. I'm going with Mineski in this game.
Okay. I like it. Bold beef principles.
I think that
Will.
this anti-mage it matches up very well against the Venomancer for one. On top of that, like they don't have the best catch once again on the side of Mineski. I think I've seen a lot of AMs lose lately, so I don't know if that hero's just weak, but I still think that if there is an AM game to win, it's this one. I'm interested, though, to hear what Black says because he is the anti-mage player, but I'm going to go all in Kinguin 2-0.
All right, good stuff. He's right as well. There is an AM specialist in the commentary box right now, so let's check in with him. He's with Black.
Does that make me the AM specialist with the way Paul worded that one?
Yeah, he
Yes.
said with Black.
Yeah.
So?
The AM specialist is with Black. So AM,
Give me your thoughts, please.
terrible hero. Anyone that actually plays him has no life whatsoever. And Ice Rock did the right thing by nerfing the living crap out of his blink.
I actually can't believe you just described me perfectly.
You're a terrible person, Black. I hate you. Why did I get paired with having to cast with you of all people? Man, I'm just happy that like when the draft happened for Mineski, we're sitting there and like Blitz is just like praying to whatever Dota gods there are out there. It's like, please, Gaben, do not let Anomaly be picked by Mushi in this last one. I want to see Ice on a hero that wasn't a Venomancer, something that was flashy that could do work and help win a game for him. Because that's always been the thing with Ice. He carries a lot of teams through that 3 position. And putting him on Centaur, putting on something which, while it may not be great against the Kinguin lineup, is going to be great for Ice to be Ice.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely always want to give him a hero that can make like a lot of things happen. If he can carry a game, he usually will. So
Timbersaw, Centaur, I'm good with that.
You know, Phoenix.
Let's just see that high return damage kick in, and then everyone starts killing themselves on it, right?
Like the anti-mage is taking 100 damage per hit and killing himself.
Yeah.
It can actually happen late game.
How does it actually work with the interaction of things like Doom, Exorcism, like how does return work with those?
Exorcism doesn't. You don't get any return damage, as well as Doom. You don't either. Only if you Infernal Blade him, you get the return damage.
So it's just the direct attacks, return damage.
Just direct attacks, yeah.
All right. Cool. Just wanted to double check the mechanic before we started.
Windrunner actually dies to Centaur so badly. You focus fire him, you just die. It is hilarious.
Didn't she get buffed up recently in this patch?
Oh, yeah, she got buffed
with
a lot, yeah.
her trip shackle.
Yeah. Okay, but what has to happen is this AM needs to get really fat because Spirit Breaker, Earth Spirit, and Centaur actually are really good at catching him early on. So he needs to get that Manta style. Like, before minute 25 would be optimal. Of course, if you're free farm, you have like minute 20, but 25 is like a good time to get it at. And they will have to make a lot of space for this AM as well.
Yeah. Well, we'll see if they're capable of doing it for the moment. It's an attack up on top. Ninja Boogie being initiated on. They locked him inside the wall. They've already used their stun, but Jab just rotated off the lane. They'll charge forward. The Horf Stomp from Ice will catch out too. There's still not enough damage for this as we go in full screen. Back into the fight. The wall is up once more, locking him these 2 off lanes. Another double stun from the Earth Spike of Karkor. He tries to reach Exotic Deer. Even if he could cancel the salve, that would have been a good victory, but now he's trapped in the trees. In too deep. The wall is up. They've locked him in the corner. It's guaranteed first blood for the Exotic Deer. And there's not much more Ice can do about it. In fact, now he's out of mana. If they can get a body block off here, I think Ice is actually down as well. The wall will come up. It won't trap him out. The support is in the neighborhood. The salve being burnt quickly. They're looking for the vision. They won't get it in time. And Ice will taunt them. Come here. Come at me, boys. You may have taken my support, but you won't take me.
It was actually very unfortunate the anti-mage cancelled his attack. Like he was in the swing already, but then he cancelled it because he didn't expect to be in range. But yeah, I don't think it would have been a kill. So it's very hard to kill the Centaur actually because he doesn't have any mana, so anti-mage doesn't really deal any damage to him. And also what's going to be very hard for Team Kinguin is the bot lane. Like Venomancer usually destroys heroes like Doom 1v1 very handily.
Well, right now the CS is, well, it's better for the Venom as far as denies go.
Well, Doom was 6. Yeah, he's still doing it, but of course, as the levels go up, it's gonna get harder and harder.
Jazz being a dick. Partos at least has the bounty rune to play with. Karkor coming around once again. They've been slowly chipping away at Ice. Now the charge forward, just trying to create a little bit of space here. Ninja Boogie for the turning double edge. The damage is nice, but Exotic Deer will survive. Gets the other side of that kinetic field. Wants to jump back in for the last hit if it's going to be possible.
Glimpse.
Ninja Boogie, there's your glimpse back. Burn him once more, keep the stun going. And great target selection from Kinguin. 3 kills now to their name, 3 minutes in. But it's not stopping Mineski from just running bodies back into the lane.
And they have to be careful what they're doing, because this Earth Spirit doesn't actually do much bot lane, I think. Well, he's gonna get a kill now, probably.
And they dropping him low. You got the slow down, jabs, that regeneration. At least you got the kick for more control, but Mushi, what damage has he got? It's a 2-2 build-up, so it's nice with both the Gale and
Just
the
enough.
Poison Sting. Mushi
Just enough.
barely gets that
Yeah,
tick.
it was like
And
the last tick. Yeah.
they needed something like that to work, because now Mushi's got a good injection of money. Nisha in very, very deep in this mid lane. Jabs are rolling, boulder forward, shrapnel's up, so Nisha no way to really escape from it. And that's 2 critical kills. Kinguin were doing a great job up on the top lane, but now their mid and bottom swings the balance ways of Mineski.
How did the DP end up there? I didn't see that. Like,
I'm assuming kicked.
like he was like in the
He had to be kicked. That's the only way you get in that
He
deep.
probably got kicked and then charged as well from the direction and bashed in there.
Well, charge forward from Ninja Boogie. Nothing really cancels that. You're not going to commit glimpse for that. And Ninja Boogie keeps the harassment going.
They can actually kill him.
Well, the stun's going to be out. Andy Major's not so certain about it. He can blink forward. Now the glimpse. Okay, that's an easy way to do it.
Yeah.
Pull him back in. There's no charge mana available, and Ninja Boogie will fall.
Very interesting. Like he kind of just fed himself in there. Because Centaur was farming creeps under the tower.
Probably felt like they had it. The wall is up just in time.
Oh.
And the mana burn. No hoof stomp available. And, well, Kinguin again. They're claiming more and more kills up on this top. 3 kills, 2 assists for that anti-mage. All 5. 100% participation rate for Kinguin on that top lane.
It was really well played by the Nyx, because he was about to hoof stomp and then he hit him with the carapace on, which made Centaur stun himself. And then he burned off the mana for the hoof stomp and then he didn't have it available anymore.
You know something really stupid though? With all of this going down, with the 5 kills that happen up on the top lane, it is still Mineski who hold the highest net worth. I know we're 5 minutes in, the net worth doesn't really stretch out that far, but it's both Venomancer and the Sniper holding the 1 and 2 position in net worth.
This game around, they don't really have...
Rolling
actually
ball
a middle-
forward.
Nah, missed.
Wide ball.
They can't commit to this. But yeah, this game, as opposed to last game where they had Earth Spirit and DP, they don't really have anyone to gap close on the Sniper.
Ice.
Whoa.
Well, glad we get to catch the end of that. Ice is taking the killing spree.
They just kill him
Glimpse
solo?
back will happen, but that's not a kill unless there's more support. Yeah, there is. Coming up, Nyx Assassin, so supports will get some experience here. They're trying to kill off Ice, and they will claim it before the anti-mage can get the last swing in. At least we'll get some experience, but back in towards the mid. Spirit Type is going to wear off now for Nisha, and he just burns the Exorcism. Ninja Boogie begins his DP, but the damage is too high. Nyx Assassin, not even the stun required from him to help get the kill on the SP, but Nisha, he's going to catapult waves. This won't be a useless ulti from him. He can keep adding pressure to the mid against Moon.
Yeah, maybe like 300-400 damage. Did the anti make a solo kill by the Centaur? Is that what happened?
Yeah, pretty much. Actually, it wasn't even a solo. Like it was a 1-on-2. So Anti-Mage was not alone. He had a disruptor with him.
Yeah, but he got killed by Centaur alone, right? There was no support up there.
Correct. But he's been adding a lot of pressure. Like they're trying to bring him down and then rotate in. Like that's why you saw the Nyx Assassin come in a little bit later. They're trying to keep him low, give Ice the confidence to stand in the lane, thinking there's only 2, and then rotate in behind.
But you
and find
see,
the
it's
pick.
not so bad for them, right? AM is on 2.3k net worth and Centaur is on 2k.
Oh, Moon, trouble for him. The wall is up, locking him in, looking for that impale stump, but here comes Jabs! Rolling boulder forward, gets a double kick. Assassination will end up killing off Nisha. Moon pulling out of it. Now he'll actually just, okay, well, he potentially could have held it back once again to now focus over on to the poor running away disruptor.
Alright, yeah. So they're pretty much supposed to, like, they were trying to tower dive the Sniper, but the rotations were spot on from Mineski this time. Protecting him.
He's gonna Doom.
What?
Needs to connect with the Infernal Blade. He's gonna have a chance to kill off the Venomancer here.
Veno's dead.
And yep, there's Infernal Blade. Charge
Oh,
coming in,
Centaur
but
ult.
Stampede allowing it to back up.
Oh,
A quick deny. The charge is still coming forward, and Partos has burned everything he's got. They're gonna pull out of it, however. No reason to try and fight the Doom. But at least denies him the first kill with that Doom. And yep, Ice. This time the wall won't lock him in. He's got 1 charges. He's also got the raindrops, but does a heavy amount of damage with his own double edge.
Well, you know, the deny was so close on bot lane. He had 4 health, and then he got denied by the Earth Spirit. And it's really, really crucial for Doom to get these kills to actually snowball. Now he's still very poor. He would have been on par almost with the Venom if he had gotten that kill. But a very good deny. I forgot the Centaur ult was actually there. Because he's level 6, minute 7 is very quick.
And it worked for both too, like Jabs very quickly closed that distance. Rolling ball to forward, Partos, they're slowing him down. The Gale will connect, Gale and Poison Sting and Nova. Yeah, you ain't regenerating through this. That's multiple types of aids now. And well, goodbye Doombringer. Karkot was trying to move over to help, but just doesn't work.
And SB was also charging him, he was like super dead.
Yeah.
Sniper's having a very good game this time around. Because they can't really gank him. It's very, very hard to get to the sniper in this game.
Well, it feels like the top lane and bottom lane are more successful for Mineski, so
yeah.
Like, how do you do it? Your Nyx as well as Disruptor aren't really the greatest gankers for the mid. They had the Earth Spirit previously, which did a great job, but that's in the hands of Mineski.
Yeah, they need a level 6 on Nyx.
Oh, the kick. They'll start themselves up, and it's Ninja Boogie charging through. They can turn their attention towards Partos, but just the Disruptor coming in. They can glimpse back in. That's why Mushi is standing his ground. They stampede up from the Centaur. Nothing really came from that, however.
Yeah, they just wanted to get out of there, but then
Glimpse. Mushi. He came up way too far, and now they're just going to fight him and kill him. So you wanted that kill. You're going to get it. 3 heroes had to rotate in from Kinguin to do it, but Mushi will lose his life.
Yeah, he was just up way too far there. Overcommitted a bit. So Nisha level 8. He's gonna go back to base now, heal up, and then hopefully smoke with the support because they need to make space for his anti-mage right now. The hard carry is the AM this game, and they just need to make sure that he has a lot of space to farm.
Oh, he pulled out. Oh wait, did he get bashed by Roshan? I think he got bashed by Roshan.
Wait,
he charged through the pit.
Judging from his health, yeah, he got hit like 3 or 4 times.
Whoops. That was meant to be their attack into Exotic Deer on top, but now they've lost the vision of him in the trees.
So they're actually taking the sniper to top lane now in order to get the tower. AM TP'd down to bot lane.
Yeah.
Mushi's actually in trouble.
Yep, they doom him up. Where's that TP support coming their way? He'll get back underneath the tower. Exotic Deer wants to keep running in. As
Sniper
Mushi,
tipping.
he's dropping down low. Yeah, here comes your sniper, Exotic Deer. Oh, he's lost sight of him. He doesn't see Mushi anymore. Mushi attacks the creep, reveals his position. He's so low on life, but not low enough to die. Exotic Deer, by mana voiding, allows Moon to attack him back. And that is not the rotation that Kinguin wanted. At least they're getting Nisha's attack into the tier 1 tower mid as a rebuttal.
But tower's still alive. Not destroyed yet. And they committed the DPO for that too, so they can't really team fight. They're gonna lose top tower, or are they?
Oh, I just love the way Ice postures it. Well, I got the entire creep wave plus a catapult there. You know, I'm still gonna run at you. Spy Carapace creates a little bit of space. Assassination will kill off the Disruptor. Just wonderful work from both Ninja Booking and Jabs. Real thorns in the sides of Kinguin.
And the problem this game for Kinguin is they can't really deal with the double roam of SB as well as Earth Spirit. They don't really have defensive supports at all. The only thing they have is like a Nyx and a Disruptor who are more aggressive than defensive for sure. So it's gonna be hard to make space for that anti-mage simply because they can't really protect him from all these rotations. And then if like his rotations fail like that, it's gonna just be a very, very rough game for him. At this rate, you should have a battlefield at around 15 minutes, which is not terrible, but definitely not what you're looking for.
But by 15 minutes, he's still going to lose a large amount of control because the Venomancer is going to start to do his push. Centaur has more pressure, and Jabs so on the money. They connect with the Gale, glimpsing back the Venomancer, so Exotic Deer are able to TP away to safety. The Gale is not enough damage.
I'm surprised he didn't commit the Veno ult there. Maybe it was on cooldown for a very short time, but he could have definitely Veno ulted him.
Shields! Immunity shield. Scouting out the Nyx Assassin, they jump back out. He goes into Vendetta.
Nyx level 6. This guy bottom is gonna...
God, Mushi. Okay, Mushi. Yeah, this is a kill.
But he's also gonna lose his life for
He's
it.
losing his life for a Disruptor, and then moving up to deny him. Okay, the timing wasn't quite right for the denial, but a kill is a kill. They bring 5 heroes from Kinguin for this?
Yeah, the problem for anti-mage is he can't really stay against the Centaur anymore, and he doesn't want to go against the Sniper either, so bottom lane is the only lane he can really farm against the Venomancer, who will also pressure him out of the lane though. That's why I'm saying they need to start fighting as 4 heroes and make a lot of space for him.
Can you go the return build on the Centaur? Like, can you actually get that build which...
You mean the Vanguard into max return?
Yeah. Oh, trouble. Yes, gonna get duped up. Moon just focusing on killing off one. Oh, wow, that Stampede. They got the movement speed to get up. ES is still pretty damn low. Disruptor, the only one to fall so far. He is going to barely survive 4 HP on the ES. He'll wand up now, throws in the kick, charge forward from Ninja Boogie. Moon's already got 2 kills. He's looking for a third at the moment. They're slowing down Nisha, and they will be able to oblige him. This sniper is going to get out of control. And Kinguin, what do you do to stop it? Urn charges are already coming in. The sustain is wonderful at Ice Ice Ice, the forgotten one on top lane.
But it is really so unlucky for Kinguin. Both heroes, like one had 4 health, the other had like 10 health. They're missing out on these kills, and then they just earn up and they return to the fight.
Let's see that again. So this is the initiation. 2 heroes commit into jabs. Did that blast actually clip him?
Yeah, it did.
Okay.
And then he survives the Doom with 5 health.
Yep.
And Sniper was he played very well there because he didn't shrapnel. Because with shrapnel you can get the carapace stun on top of him, but he just didn't shrapnel. He was just auto attacking people. You know, Nyx even used his carapace, like thinking that he would shrapnel, but he just didn't do it. So he technically didn't do anything to the sniper, and he just got a triple kill there.
And now with that kind of play, Mineski getting more and more powerful. They've got aggressive wards watching the anti-mage's farm area, so they're ready to fight. Actually, how many blink daggers do we have over on Mineski right now if we want to check their inventory? So you got a blink dagger already on Mushi. He used that in the last fight. And the next one's going to come on Centaur.
He needs 30 gold for that.
Now.
Okay, he got it right now.
Yeah.
And then they got SB as well as Earth Spirit, who kind of just don't even need a blink because they're really, really mobile already. So Ice is setting up for bot lane. They might want to try to burst down this TP, but nah, they're probably just going to trade for
They're
top.
trying to find him. They found him.
Yeah.
Oh, what? Okay.
Star Sense.
He doesn't even see him.
Yeah, Star Sense tingling.
He doesn't even see him. How are you so good, Ice Ice Ice?
They didn't even scan either. So
No.
yeah.
He literally just it's like, I think something is wrong. Blink. There's no sentry ward in the lane.
Yeah.
There's nothing.
Yeah. The thing is, Radiant is getting a free tier 2 tower top, while they're not even trying to pressure the bot tower. That is very awkward right now for Kinguin.
Yeah. They're trying to find the best way out of a bad situation. But when they continue to lose more and more map control, this money is flooding in for Mineski.
Yeah, 5k lead already.
I think Mushi even went for the gold talent too, so like there's more and more money.
Oh yeah, Venu has a gold tail now.
Yeah,
I
he's
forgot
got
about
90
that.
gold per minute from level 10.
Yeah, as if he needed that.
And he got it so early on too, like this is just gonna start to bank.
Yep. So, Nyx to Pete top.
Wow.
But they have a sentry ward already in place.
Yeah, sentry ward's in place. They've got a bunch of plague wards also ready to fight. Charge comes in from Ninja Boogie. Assassination of the Disruptor. They're going to end up cancelling off at least the Nether Strike of the SB, but the life Stampede is being used again. They can disengage from the Kinguin attack, take both of the supports down. And Centaur's now doing his push on bottom. Ice 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 has been more influential than most of the Kinguin lineup, and he's not even in the engagements.
Yeah, he's just split pushing a Centaur, which is not bad because the return shoots through towers really quickly.
Yeah. His levels as well are just skyrocketing.
Yeah,
like he's already
12.
level 12.
Yeah. But the problem is, Kinguin's lineup has no damage at all without a DP. And DP has not been part of any fight yet. Like you can see he has 1, 3, and 0. So they didn't actively try to find a fight with a DP yet, which is a bit worrying.
They had the one on top, but that was it. It's a rough run at the moment. Exotic Deer is rapidly approaching that Battle Fury. Then his farm can start to skyrocket as long as they can maintain map control.
Yeah, which is gonna be very, very hard right now because they have 2 Blink Daggers, SB, as well as Earth Spirit.
You watch him have to stand there for a long time.
Yeah, it's a bit sad, man.
What do you actually think of like you are an anti-mage expert? Break it down with the AM. What are the hard things that the new AM makes us deal with? This is not going to come to anything, so feel free to go ahead and break us down the new AM.
Well, the new AM? What do you mean by the new AM?
Well, with the blink changes, with his farm timing,
yeah.
like
So basically what happened last patch, the cooldown got increased from 5 to 6 seconds. So basically your entire farm speed is reduced by like 20% because you can only blink every 6 seconds now, which is incredibly long when you compare it to the old one. And of course, especially in this game, where he has like a really hard lineup to play against already, it's just gonna like make you Manta come in later by like a minute or a minute and a half, and you maybe die once or twice more because of that. And at level 15 you have no choice but to get the 2 seconds blink cooldown now. Like before you kind of had a choice because 15 agility is quite good. 1 second, you know, 15, you can kind of debate about it.
Yeah.
I guess they just get a free Roche on Mineski.
Roshan for tier 1 tower.
Oh, that was a close to PR. Yeah.
And the glimpse will pull Mushi back out while Death Prophet TPs to safety.
Yep, that was good. I mean, they made the best out of it.
It was space created for Exotic Deer.
Yeah.
Battle Fury's up.
Yeah.
He's rapidly approaching the Manta.
Yeah. Like, as I said, around minute 25, it's pretty late already, but that's probably what he will end up with this game. And we'll have to see whether it is too late by that time or not, because the Doom is really poor. Right now, it's only the DP and the AIM that have like somewhat of a farmed game, like somewhat of a good game. Then you look at the DP, almost finish her Yules.
They're charging top, going after Exotic Deer. Nice charge forward,
Going after
pushing
Centaur
him
as
back,
well.
and all that farm doesn't count for much if you don't survive the ability. Meanwhile, Centaur initiating on, they'll pull him back into the storm, starts to TP the life. It's not going to be enough when you have a Dark Troll Summoner inside the Doom, giving him that extra control factor. In the backlines, they're also attacking into the Disruptor, while Nisha being ripped apart. It's just a little too easy for Moon and Ninja Boogie until the Spirit Ciphers come back up again. Now Assassination, Nisha, boom, executed. Doom is on Mushi. He's the man that was trying to kill off the Disruptor. The wall won't hold him in position. That charge Boogie. All right, that's a tier 3 tower. The Troll Trap. It caught him before he's able to connect. The kick, however, will fly through from Jabs. So they'll still find that kill. The cost is going to be the Spirit Breaker. But Mushi survives yet another Doom on himself.
But this is like a typical game when Anti-Mage has like a very rough game. He's kind of like a non-factor, and especially against Spirit Breaker, you would usually just start feeding for a very long time.
They're wrapping around. They're wrapping around.
Wrapping around where?
He's going to hit him with Vendetta. Mushi starts to blink. There's no Sentry Ward. That's the second time that Mineski player has blinked away with no detection from the next assassin.
I think this time it was just because he wanted to get back to base, probably.
Yeah.
But
And the last time it was like he just wanted to get back near the tier 1 tower with the blink. But either way, it's Nyx assassin getting denied.
no, maybe bot lane was more like a star sense kind of thing, you know, because like, Nyx has been missed for a long time. But yeah, like I played so many AM games against the Spirit Breaker, right? And you just feel miserable because he just charges you. And as soon as he connects with you, you know you're dead because there's another hero that will just kill you. And he's having one of the roughest games like in forever. This is gonna take so long for him to get up a Manta Star. They're losing map control rapidly. The only tower they have, only the bottom tier 2 is still up. And after they lose that, it will be contained in their base, and Anti-Mage will have a very, very rough time.
Do you think he's actually capable of jumping through the Radiant jungle?
That
and
is
farming
actually
that?
that is the safest place right now for him. Because for sure, they were focused on the dire side of the map for a very long time. But surprisingly enough, they have no wards up there right now at all.
Well, smoke comes out. I don't think that was in range of the Dire Observer ward. It was
No,
close.
it was not. It was not. Yeah.
But there was no ping, and I shall trust my co-caster on this, saying it was not.
Yeah. And then, so Anti-Mage is kind of trying to farm.
Oh, no, no, not where you want to be. Oh, they get the silence off. They have the control. Stampede as well, bringing in Centaur. Where's the blink? Not available. Spy Carapace CP out. Is there a stun? Is there damage? Double edge? Nothing.
You know what the problem for Aim is right now? He thinks that... Wait, is there going to be action?
Yeah,
He
there
glimpsed
is.
back.
They're
Yep.
going to glimpse Jabugi back into the storm. With the Spirit Siphon, they'll try and hold him there. Charge is available,
He's
but they
just
have
gonna
enough
die.
damage before the storm will end off. So what is another problem?
Now, the problem for AM is he wants to farm the enemy jungle, which usually is the safest place right now. But, funnily enough, they don't have any wards in the Dire jungle, but they warded up the Radiant jungle already. I mean, the Radiant team did. So, he will actually fall into this trap where he will just keep getting caught in the Radiant jungle, because that's not usually where you play around at this time. And we just saw it there. He wanted just to farm like some neutral camps at the Radiant jungle, and he just like gets killed instantly. It's like the worst feeling.
Ooh, that's an interesting glimpse. I'm surprised he did that. He revealed the fact they have vision around there.
Yeah, that was... I don't even know what the glimpse accomplished.
Yeah, it didn't accomplish anything. Like Nisha is hovering around, but they're not going to hold that tier 2 tower. They're definitely not going to fight into an Aegis the Immortal Sniper.
Yeah. But they have Blink Dagger on DP soon, so they will be able to reach the sniper, but they have Stampede for him to just
But
he also went Shadow Blade.
They don't have the same level of intimidation that came in game 1. Like, when a Lycan reached the sniper, you're like, oh, crap. Like, I actually, like, Moon would instantly TP away. Oh, Exotic Deer. The charge is coming in. The kick is perfect. He's burned his TP scroll. Silenced up forever. Oh, man. So 25 minutes? Like, do we add +2 now?
Yep, or maybe 3 even.
All 3?
I mean, he needs like another 2,000 gold. It's very, very hard for him right now. But like, what can he really do, you know? Like, he has to split away from his team.
Yeah. He has no other choice, but he doesn't know where the Mineski vision is, and his team can't deward that.
Yeah. And the biggest problem is, right now they're smoking up as 4, while AM is dead. So they actually are making space for no one.
This is a chance. Ninja Boogie tawning his way down the river, breaks the smoke reveal. Okay, there is no chance. And even if they do go... Okay, there's no Stampede. So they have the opportunity to kill the Spirit Breaker.
Yeah, but it's a Spirit Breaker support, you know? I mean, it's good gold, but ultimately it won't really give you anything of the map. And they actually have a sentry ward there, but they're not dewarding the ward.
Oh, they'll do it now.
No,
Actually, no, they don't see it. It's on the other side of the tree.
Oh, no, they saw it. They just pinged it out.
Okay, okay.
Okay. Good.
Because it looks like it's just on the other side of the tree. So
Huh?
yeah, it's on the other side of the tree. They don't see it.
But they just pinged there.
Maybe they did. Maybe they'll give it the bounty rune. Now they just lost the next assassin. And because they actually hung around a little bit longer, it allowed Mineski to cut between Kinguin and their retreat back to the base. Which is where Mineski are looking to find the jump forward. They do not find the Disruptor.
Centaur ult.
A quick TP away. They were using it to try and close the distance on the Disruptor.
Alright, and he was just TPing out.
I don't think they're going to care as much about the Disruptor, however. Like, 2 BKBs have arrived. Both Sniper and Venomancer both have their BKBs done.
They're gonna try to crack high ground soon. Or they will even just like start now.
Alright, jump in. There's your 2. They
Shadow
don't actually
Blade.
hold him inside the wall, and they're just kicking the poor little Sniper away. Nisha is keeping the chase going, but the wall block, thought for a moment it was just going to properly hold him in. Not going to happen, however.
You know, this is like when AM loses a lot of value. Like basically he's just a...
AM
like,
loses value. Like he can't blink Manta and attack. You now don't have Doom available.
No,
And if you burn Exorcism, Mineski's just going to disengage once again.
But compare him to a hero like a Lycan right now, right? You can't split push in this game, and you have like half the fighting power of a Lycan, not even. So you're basically just dead weight for your team. Because you're so far behind. You're supposed to be actually like at the bottom tier 2 right now with the proper items, but he's so far behind he can't actually do anything other than sit in the base and wait for the creep wave to reach his tower. He can't go out and cut creep waves. It is... I don't know. It's a rough spot for an anti-mage.
This is so stupid. Moon's got the range, and the Plague Wards are giving him the vision on the high ground.
Yep.
And
the
because Ice is holding the creep wave on the bottom, it doesn't even matter if Kinguin pull back the creep wave. So
They're going
instead
on
the
bottom.
attack on Ice. He's got the hood, he's got a lot of sustain, but even that sustain won't be enough. Mushi, a 3-man Nova, a 2-man Gale with the BKBs to protect him. Nisha tries to have an unblind sensor, will buy back into this game. Stampede can be triggered to give Moon just that little bit of distance so he can try and turn around. Shrapnel down, the damage is so high. Kinguin can buy back all they want to. At least the Spike Carapace saves Karkor for a second, but here comes your assassination. The damage is enough. Moon is beyond godlike. Somebody kill them, it won't happen.
You know, the DP was like 0.1 seconds maybe.
What are you doing, Patos?
Yeah, he just kind of died.
He jumped in to get a catapult.
They want to give him a rampage, I think.
Is that what this is? We're trying to make everyone look really good. Anyone who's watching inside the game, we're trying to get rare drops, if those even happen anymore.
Oh, he denied direct. He denied both ranks.
Oh, value.
And then he died.
Hey.
Oh, not yet.
It's a lot of class in a very arse situation. Now, Exotic Deer jumping forward, looking for the Mana Void over on Moon. He's got Shadow Blade available, and he'll go in Fizz. No detection for Exotic Deer. Sentry Ward is belonging to Mineski. Instead, there's your Mana Void. They'll kill off the ES, but in comes Ice. Gets the lockdown control on the Disruptor. But GG, well played. It will be a 1-1 matchup, a very needed win for Mineski when Kinguin, if they 2-0 that, if they got the 3-0, then Mineski's chances of staying alive in this tournament were practically dead.
I'm not very convinced by the anti-mage pick. I thought they had like 3-4 heroes that are very good against it. But and the last chance at actually winning was so close. If the DP got the Yules off in the bottom fight, it was like 0.1 seconds maybe. They could have actually killed the sniper. Because it was... I don't know, if they win that fight, AM might...
Teams.
Yeah,
Two yesterday, both Chinese teams, and now Mineski today. They've only got Secret to play, who've got a ringer in the team.
Mm.
And actually, even if they end up losing this game, they probably only need a point.
Yeah, and you know,
Like if they win this, I think they're through.
yes, and I kept my I keep my finger on the NA pulse, and I want to know what Jack thinks about what they were saying beforehand. But it was like when I was reading Reddit and I was checking everything, it felt like everyone was just like, okay, so SG's getting last in one group and Kinguin's getting last in the other, right, guys?
Pretty much everyone said that.
Yeah, and it was just like, okay, so now who's getting top? Like, I guess Mineski should be able to win this pretty easily and stuff like that. That seemed like the general sentiment. Like, Kinguin was the automatic, like, if there's any team, everyone's just like, at least SG, maybe they might pick up a win or two, but like, Kinguin's going to get crushed. Like, if they get a win, that's a surprise. Was that like kind of similar in the Chinese scene?
Well, to take a saying from traditional sports, that's why they play the games, right? Like you want to have these kind of surprises all the time, keeps things fresh. Things change very quickly as well in the Dota scene. I want to go back to Paul's point. I think it was a really good point he said about kind of the run at you lineups and why that's a little bit harder to play for less experienced teams. Because you don't just do it like once or twice, right? You have to be able to consistently like use the map control that you get. You talked about the impatience they had maybe in going high ground. Like that's another phase that the run at you lineup has to get through, how to finish games. Those are all like different progressive difficult steps for you to take as an inexperienced team if you want to play that style. Whereas if, like you said, if you go to something where you have like the stronger late game, you have a hero like SG's Arc Warden, like an anti-mage, something that you're very comfortable with, like you can give concessions all through the game. Like you can lose objectives maybe, but as long as that hero gets farmed, as long as that hero gets what it needs, it kind of simplifies the game for you. So I thought that was a really good point
10
just now.
seconds remaining.
Okay, into the draft we go. And a
seconds remaining.
Veno Earth Spirit start for Mineski.
Earth Spirit has been just such a solid hero overall. This hero, like the toolkit of it alone, is insane. He's just one of the most well-rounded supports, always has been. He comes with a stun, a silence, a gap close,
Team ban.
a huge AoE ulti. Later on in the game, he's got a save. Like, there's just so much that this hero can do conceptually.
On a strength body as well.
On a strength
On a
body.
beast body.
This is Doom, which we saw Kinguin run yesterday as well.
Did they win with it?
Yeah. I believe they won. I believe it was the game that they won against Newbie, and they've been picking this very early on as well. The offlane.
The group of draws continues, where only one match has resulted in a 2-0 victory for Newbie so far in 6 series. That confirmed by a 1-1 draw between these two teams. Both staying alive, neither confirmed for the next round. Kinguin miss out on their first chance to make the quarterfinals of the upper bracket for sure. They still have plenty of chances, though. They are on 3 points, and Mineski now have 2. We're going to break down game number 2, although there wasn't an awful lot to break down, has to be said, from our big friends here on the panel. Jack?
You said Mineski, right?
Yeah. Well, beef aside, I think while this might have been a good anti-mage game in terms of looking at the opposing heroes and thinking about, hey, who has the tools to deal with you later on, obviously with anti-mage you have to get to that point first. And I don't think they had the best supports for ensuring that. It felt like this anti-mage felt the need to like try to catch up in some of these fights by batting cleanup, and he couldn't get enough out of that, or he died each time. It just became a really hard game where it felt like everyone else in the team like could not fight the rest of the Mineski lineup. And then they lose all their towers pretty soon, and the anti-mage is even afraid to split push because the Spirit Breaker just charges him on sight. Even if you don't kill him, it's fine. You're still stopping him from farming. He still has to worry. It was just really hard to execute.
Do you feel, Will, like old AM would have cakewalked this game?
I feel like he would have. It just feels like this hero now is really weak. Like the 15-second blink cooldown. Now you get like a 6-second blink cooldown. You don't really have the stats that you used to. It's pretty rough nowadays. Like you don't like the talent tree really forces you in like a hard direction, or used to. And the team fight that kind of like defined this game for me was like the previous one where they just showed the Earth Spirit walked away. He ticked down to 1. He actually ticked down to 1 health, and he was walking into Roche to suicide. And he's like, oh, I guess I'm too late. He ticked down to 1 health. The Spirit Breaker walked away with 4. Like that's how low they were, and that could have been like the swing of the fight. But instead, it goes the other way, and like Kinguin just like they couldn't catch any breaks.
Just enough durability, health, and strength to outlive that fight.
Can you do me a favour, Will?
Mm-hmm.
Can you look into the camera
Okay.
and tell everyone at home not to play any more AM in pubs?
No, I think I'm okay with because it's a free win for me. Like, keep playing AM all you guys want. It's great.
Okay. There's an awful lot of it out there right now, and it seems to be better than it was in this game. That's for sure. Let's talk about the two teams, Jack. Kinguin are on the verge of going through there to the quarterfinals, making it guaranteed, and they haven't done that. That's frustrating for them.
Yeah, so this is one of the hardest things to evaluate. I think sometimes teams have this like perfect pick syndrome, especially if it's like a less experienced team at times, where it's like, this situation calls for this. It looks so perfect, but it's not something that maybe suits their style or they're used to playing with, or requires more experience to execute. I think that was kind of the case this game, where like they went in the traditional direction with the start of the draft that they'd been used to. You had the Doom, you had the Death Prophet, staple heroes for them. You had like a lot of very strong like chase them type, run at them as blitz as type of presence, and the Disruptor, and then they just went in a totally different direction. It felt like a little bit with this Anti-Mage. Just changed the tempo of the game. So even if the pick was good in terms of how the hero feels, as Anti-Mage, the overall direction of the game, not so much. And I feel like perfect pick syndrome probably came in a little bit here. Like Mineski had a very clear handle on what they needed to do, and they executed very well.
Yeah, it's a great point, Will, isn't it? I mean, teams do tend to mind game themselves sometimes, don't they, at this position?
Yeah, and I think part of it is like this is one of those things where like the patch plays a big part because you think to yourself like, okay, in the past like we would feel very comfortable with this because Anti-Mage, like the type of hero it is it's supposed to just be like it doesn't matter what else you have. If it's a good AM game, it's a good AM game, and he can win the game by himself. But nowadays, like the heroes become a lot weaker, and so things have obviously changed. Like now you need to set up for him more than you used to in the past.
Yeah, important game for this man, Jabs, and also his teams.
Yeah,
Two yesterday, both Chinese teams, and now Mineski today. They've only got Secret to play, who've got a ringer in the team. And actually, even if they end up losing this game, they probably only need a point.
Yeah, and
if they win this, I think they're through.
Yes, and I kept my I keep my finger on the NA pulse, and I want to know what Jack thinks about what they were saying beforehand. But it's like when I was reading Reddit and I was checking everything, it felt like everyone was just like, okay, so SG's getting last in one group and Kinguin's getting last in the other, right, guys?
Pretty much everyone said that.
Yeah, and it was just like, okay, so now who's getting top? Like, I guess Mineski should be able to win this pretty easily and stuff like that. That seemed like the general sentiment. Like, Kinguin was the automatic, like, if there's any team, everyone's just like, at least SG, maybe they might pick up a win or two, but like Kinguin's going to get crushed. Like, if they get a win, that's a surprise.
Teams.
Yeah,
Two yesterday, both Chinese teams, and now Mineski today. They've only got Secret to play, who've got a ringer in the team. And actually, even if they end up losing this game, they probably only need a point.
Yeah, and
if they win this, I think they're through.
Yes, and I kept my I keep my finger on the NA pulse, and I want to know what Jack thinks about what they were saying beforehand. But it's like when I was reading Reddit and I was checking everything, it felt like everyone was just like, okay, so SG's getting last in one group and Kinguin's getting last in the other, right, guys?
Pretty much everyone said that.
Yeah, and it was just like, okay, so now who's getting top? Like, I guess Mineski should be able to win this pretty easily and stuff like that. That seemed like the general sentiment. Like, Kinguin was the automatic, like, if there's any team, everyone's just like, at least SG, maybe they might pick up a win or two, but like Kinguin's going to get crushed. Like, if they get a win, that's a surprise. Was that like kind of similar in the Chinese scene?
Well, to take a saying from traditional sports, that's why they play the games, right? Like you want to have these kind of surprises all the time, keeps things fresh. Things change very quickly as well.
Teams.
Yeah,
Two yesterday, both Chinese teams, and now Mineski today. They've only got Secret to play, who've got a ringer in the team. And actually, even if they end up losing this game, they probably only need a point.
Yeah, and
if they win this, I think they're through.
Yes, and I kept my I keep my finger on the NA pulse, and I want to know what Jack thinks about what they were saying beforehand. But it's like when I was reading Reddit and I was checking everything, it felt like everyone was just like, okay, so SG's getting last in one group and Kinguin's getting last in the other, right, guys?
Pretty much everyone said that.
Yeah, and it was just like, okay, so now who's getting top? Like, I guess Mineski should be able to win this pretty easily and stuff like that. That seemed like the general sentiment. Like, Kinguin was the automatic, like, if there's any team, everyone's just like, at least SG, maybe they might pick up a win or two, but like Kinguin's going to get crushed. Like, if they get a win, that's a surprise. Was that like kind of similar in the Chinese scene?
Well, to take a saying from traditional sports, that's why they play the games, right? Like you want to have these kind of surprises.